Hi my dear students, welcome back to the class. So far we were discussing about sets. We discussed subset, proper subset, a power set, etc. In this class we are going to solve some exercises, some problems using those concepts. So without any further intro, we shall directly move on to the first question. The first question of your NCERT textbook is make correct statement by filling in the symbols subset or not a subset in the blank spaces. So we have to fill the empty space using one of this symbol. Make correct statement by filling in the symbols subset. This symbol stands for subset and this symbol stands for not a subset in the blank spaces, or we can write like this also. So this will denote not a subset and this will denote subset. So coming on to the first statement, set 2, 3, 4 and set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to check or we have to put appropriate symbol here. We know that 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have every element of this set. We have to check whether every element of this set is in here or not. We know that 2 is here, 3 is here and 4 is here. Hence definitely set 2, 3, 4 will be a subset of this set. Hence we can directly put this symbol over here. Now coming on to the second statement. Set for x such that x is a student of class 11 and set for x such that x is a student of school. So the first set denote the set of all students in class 11 of your school, whereas the second set denote the set of all students in the entire school. So we know that every student of class 11 is also a student of the school. Hence every element of this set will be an element of this set also. Hence we can say that this set is a subset of the second set, isn't it? Now coming on to the third one. Set ABC and set BCD. We have to check whether this set is a subset of this set. For a set to be a subset of the another set, we know that every element of this set must be in this set. But we can see that A is here, but A is not element of the second set. Hence we can use the symbol not a subset of. Clear? Now coming on to the fourth one. Set of all x such that x is a circle in the plane. So the first set is just the set of all circles in a particular plane. It can be any of the plane, xy plane, z plane or zy plane, any plane. The first set denote the set of all circles in a particular plane. And coming on to the second set of all x such that x is a circle in the same plane with radius 1 unit. So we are considering the same plane we are considering in the first example, and the second set deals with the set of all circles in that plane with radius 1 unit. We have to check whether this set is a subset of this set. For this set to be a subset of this set, every circle in the plane must be in this set, isn't it? But it is not the case here, because in this set only those circles with radius 1 unit belong to this circle, this set, whereas in this set there are lots and lots of circles with any radius, because here is we don't have any restriction regarding radius. Hence we can see that here we can have elements or we can have circles which do not belong to this set. Hence we can directly say that the first set is not a subset of the second set. Now coming on to the next statement. First set is set of all x such that x is a triangle in a plane, and the second set x such that x is a rectangle in the plane. Of course it is very evident that the set of all, here we have a set of all triangles, whereas here we have a set of all rectangles. Of course the elements in this set do not belong to this set. Hence we can directly say that the first set is not a subset of the second set. Okay. Now coming on to the sixth one. The sixth statement is that set of all x such that x is an equilateral triangle in a plane. And the next one is that set of all x such that x is a triangle in the same plane. See, first set contains set of all equilateral triangles, whereas the second set contains set of all triangles. We know that the set of all equilateral triangles will definitely belong to each and every triangle in this set will belong to this set which contains the set of all triangles, isn't it? Because equilateral triangles are some particular triangles with some definite property. So we can directly say that the first set will be a subset of the second set because each and every triangle in the first set will be an element in the second set also. Coming on to the next one, set of all x such that x is an even natural number. So in order for an element to be in the first set, it must be even natural number, and the second set is set of all x such that x is an integer. We know that the set of all integers include all those elements which contains natural numbers, even natural numbers, odd natural numbers, etc. So the first set, the set of all even natural numbers, will definitely contained in the second set, or we can say that each and every element of the first set will be in the set of all integers. So we can use the term or the symbol subset here. Coming on to the second question, the question is that examine whether the following statements are true or false. We are provided with a set of statements. The first one is set of all AB not a subset of set of all BCA. So we have to check whether this statement is true or false. See, here we have an A here and it is contained in the second set also. Here we have a B here, it is contained in the second set also, which means that the first set is a subset of, because every element of the set contained in the next set also. So we can say that this set is a subset of this set, but the symbol used here is not a subset. So the statement will be false, isn't it? Coming on to the second statement, set of all AE subset of set of all x such that x is a vowel in the English alphabet. We know that the set of all vowels in the English alphabet is nothing but A, E, I, O, U. See, the first set contains only A and E, which is contained in the second set also, right? Because this set is actually A, E, I, O, U, and see, A is here and A is here, E is here and E is here also. So every element of this set is contained in this set also. Hence it will be a subset of this set, and the symbol used here is the exact one, and so we can say that this statement is true statement. Now coming on to the third one, set of all 1, 2, 3 is a subset of set of all 1, 3, 5. See, we know that 2 is in this set, whereas 2 is not belonging to, or 2 not belongs to the second set. Hence we can say that each and every element of the first set does not belong to the second set. Hence this is not a subset. First set is not a subset of the second set, but the symbol used here is subset, right? So the statement will be false because the first set is not a subset of the second set. Coming on to the fourth one, set A is a subset of set A, B, C. See, A is in this set and A is in this set also. Hence every element of the first set is in the second set. Hence the first set will be a subset of the second set, and the symbol used here is the same subset. So we can say that the statement is true. Coming on to the fifth one, set A belongs to A, B, set A, B, C. See, this is a different question. This statement means that set A is an element of this set, which means that the statement should be like this. When set A element of a particular set A, then we have A is equal to set of all. This set singleton A must be an element of this set, isn't it? See, there can be other members also, but whenever we say that a set is an element of another set, it means that that set must be contained in the new set, which means that ഒരു സെറ്റിനകത്ത് എലമെൻസും സെറ്റുകളാകാൻ പറ്റും എന്നാണ് അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം. See, this set contains another set, namely singleton A. But here, see, singleton A belongs to set ABC. Actually here we have A, but in this set we does not have singleton A, because hence we cannot say that singleton A belongs to this set, because this element is absent here, isn't it? Therefore singleton A does not belongs to here, but the symbol used here is belongs to, hence the statement is false, isn't it? I hope you understood what we have told in this example. In this example ഇത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ കാര്യം, സിംഗിൾട്ടൺ എ ഇതിനകത്ത് എലമെൻ്റ് ആണെന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. സിംഗിൾട്ടൺ എ എലമെൻ്റ് ആവണമെങ്കിൽ ആ സെറ്റിനകത്ത് സിംഗിൾട്ടൺ എ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ മെമ്പർ ഉണ്ടാവണം. ബട്ട് ഹിയർ വി ഡി നോട്ട് ഹാവ് an element namely singleton A. We have A, it's okay, but here we do not have singleton A, so we cannot use the symbol belongs to here. Now coming on to the last example or last statement, the first set is set of all x such that x is an even natural number less than 6. We can write the roster form like this then. 1 is odd, 2, 4 are the only even natural numbers which is less than 6. Not the point even and less than 6. So when we apply both those statements together, we get set 2 and 4. Now coming on to the second set. Set of all x such that x is a natural number which divides 36. So it will contain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6, isn't it? So here we can clearly see that every element of this set is in this set also. Hence we can say that the statement, this set is a subset of this set and the symbol used here is the correct one. Hence we can say that this statement is also a true statement. So this is example 2, exercise 2 from exercise 1.3. So I hope you understood the concepts behind identifying a subset and not a subset. Always remember this basic concept. For a set to be a subset of another set, each and every element of the first set should be in the second set. Now coming on to the one of the most important example from this exercise is very important, and I know the many things are confusing in you right now about the concept of set, subset, power set, etc. But after successful completion of this example, I am sure all of your doubts will be eliminated. We shall move on to the example. The question is, we have to find, we have to check whether which of the following statements are correct or incorrect. So the first statement, okay, in order to begin with, we are given with a basic set and the name of the set is set of all 1, 2, set 3, 4, 5. Before moving further into the statements, we have 11 statements here. Before moving further, let me tell you something. Before attempting to such questions, observe the given set very well. That's the primary and fundamental thing in doing such problems easily. So we can observe the set. Here we can see that 1 is an element of this set, 2 is an element of this set, 5 is an element of this set. Also set 3, 4 is an element of the set, but 3 is not an element of the set. We don't have a 3 here. Actually this is a element. We can name this element by a letter B. See, 1, 2, B and 5 are the elements of this set. Here we do not have a 3. Here we do not have a 4. Instead, the set 3, 4 is a single element in this set. You have to understand the term like that. Then it will be over. So, if someone asks you that whether 3 is an element of this set or not, you should look into the set. Here we do not have an independent 3 or an element 3. Instead, we have a set 3, 4, which is a single element, which is not 3 or not 4, which is a new element. Set 3, 4 is not 3. Set 3, 4 is not 4. We know that. So set 3, 4 actually a new element in this set. So I hope you understood that. Now we can move on to each statement. The set 3, 4 subset of A. So the question is, set 3, 4 is a subset of A. In order for a set to be a subset of another set, we know that every element of this set should be in A also. But we know that 3 does not element of A. We know that 3 does not element of A. So we are asked to write the reason also. So we are writing the reason. but 3 element of set 3, 4, isn't it? So 3 is an element of this set, whereas 3 is not an element of A. Hence, we can say that every element of this set is not in A. Hence, this statement is false because 3, 4 is not a subset of A. Hence, this statement is incorrect. So, this is the first answer for the first one. So, this statement is incorrect. Why? 3 is an element of this set, but 3 is not an element of this set because we cannot find a 3 here, right? Of course we have a set 3, 4, but it is not equal to 3. Remember that very carefully. So that set 3, 4. Also we have a 4 here, but we cannot find a 4 here, but we can find a set 3, 4, which is entirely different from 3 and 4. Okay, so we can say that this statement is incorrect. Now coming on to the next statement. Set 3, 4 element of A. See, here we can have an element of A. We are given with an element of A which is set 3, 4. Of course, this is true because we can find a member of A as set 3, 4. This is the member of A, which is the same as this. Set 3, 4 is a member of A. So we can say that this statement is correct because what is the reason? Set 3, 4 belongs to what? A. We can see it from here. Okay. Now coming on to the third one. Set of set 3, 4. Subset of A. This is very tricky. In order to understand this, just think that whenever we can say a set is a subset of another set, each and every element of that set should be in the second set also, isn't it? Now, observe this set well. The element of this set is actually set 3, 4. Now, the set 3, 4 is also an element of A, isn't it? Which means that this set only contains one element which is set 3, 4, which is also an element of A. Hence, we can say that this statement is correct because set 3, 4 element of A, and because that's enough, set 3, 4 is an element of A because we know that set 3, 4 is the only element of this set and that element is also in A. So this set is a subset of this set. So that statement is correct. Okay, coming on to the fourth example, fourth statement. 1 is an element of A. Is it true or not? Observe the statement or the set. See, we can see 1 in the set A. Hence, we can say that 1 belongs to A and hence this statement is correct because 1 belongs to what? Capital A. Now coming on to the fifth one. 1 is a subset of A. See, 1 is a subset, which means that this must be a set. We know that this cannot be a set unless we put a curly bracket over here, isn't it? So, basically, a number is not a set itself. So, this is not a set. Even though this is not a set, we can say that this number belongs to A. Okay, this number basically belongs to the original set. But we can never say that then a number can be a subset of a set. This you can observe that here one element of A is correct because one belongs to that original set, but one itself not a set and hence it cannot be a subset. Basically it cannot be a subset. Now 1 is a subset of A itself is incorrect statement because 1 is basically not a set. We can check. നമുക്ക് subset ആണോ എന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള basic quality എന്താണ്? It must be a set at least. Just observe that in order to check whether a set is a subset of another set, the first quantity must be at least a set. Here 1 is not a set. Also, you can observe that we cannot find a subset here, namely 1. So we can say that this statement is incorrect. Since 1 is not at least A set. You can argue with so many reasons, but this is a basic reason. Number or a quantity which is not a set can never be a subset. That's a common sense. So that's the fifth statement. Now coming on to the sixth one, set 1 to 5 subset of A. See, in order for this set to be a subset of A, every element of this set must be in A also. We can observe 1 is in A, 2 is in A, 5 is also in A. Hence this statement is correct because 1, 2, 5 are elements of the original set A. Now coming on to the seventh one, set 1 to 5 element of A. See, set 1 to 5 element of A. In this statement, set 1 to 5 is considered as a single element. We can never find an element set 1 to 5 inside the set A, isn't it? So this statement is incorrect. So because what is the reason? Set 1 to 5 we can never find. This is the reason, because we are saying that this statement is incorrect. We can never find an element, namely set 1 to 5 inside this set. We can find an element set 3, 4 here, but we can never find ഇതുപോലെ set 1 to 5 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഒരാൾ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടോ? ഇല്ല. So this statement is incorrect. Now coming on to the eighth one, set 1 to 3 is a subset of A. Now, in order for a set to be a subset of A, every element of this set must be in this set also, isn't it? Here we have 3, but in this set we don't have an element, namely 3. Of course, we observe that this is 3, 4, which is entirely different from 3. Observe that. Okay, we have 3 here, but we do not have a 3 here. Hence, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because 3 is an element of the first set, but 3 does not element of A. Hence the statement is incorrect. Now coming on to the ninth example, 5 element of A. Consider this is not a null set now, because here we are considering 5 as a letter. So in this case 5 is considered as a letter like A, B, C, etc. So just to observe that whether we have a letter 5 over here or not. See, here we can never see. We can see 1, we can see 2, we can see 5, we can see set 3, 4. But we cannot see the letter 5 over here. Hence we can say that 5 is not an element of A. Always observe that whenever we can say a quantity is an element of a set, that quantity must be present in that set. Okay, അതായത് 5 എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എയ്ക്കകത്ത് ഉണ്ട് എന്ന് പറയാനായിട്ട് 5 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ എനെ നമ്മൾ റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അതിൽ കാണാൻ സാധിക്കണം. ഹിയർ വി ക്യാൻ നെവർ സീ 5 ഹിയർ. സോ 5 ഈസ് നോട്ട് ആൻ എലമെൻറ്റ് ഓഫ് എ. ഹെൻസ് ദിസ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് ഈസ് ഇൻകറക്റ്റ്. Coming on to the 10th one, 5 is a subset of A. See, here we are considering 5 as the null set. This is the difference. Here we considered 5 as a letter, or even though we can never find 5 over here. If ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് കോമ ഇട്ടിട്ട് 5 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു എലമെൻറ്റ് കൂടി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുവെങ്കിൽ ഇത് ശരിയായേനെ. ബട്ട് വി ക്യാൻ നെവർ ഫൈൻഡ് എ നമ്പർ ലൈക്ക് ദിസ് ഹിയർ in the given statement. So this statement become absurd or wrong. Now coming on to this statement, 5 subset of A. We know that null set is a subset of every set. We learned in the previous session, right? So 5 basically subset of every set. So in particular 5 will be a subset of A also. So this statement becomes correct. So you have to rewind this very well in order to understand all these concepts. Now coming on to the 11th question, set 5 is a subset of A. See, in order for set 5 to be a subset of A, every element of this set must be in this set also, isn't it? Which is the element in this set? The element in this set is nothing but the letter 5. But we cannot find the letter 5 over here. Hence we can say that every element of this set is not in A, because 5 is not in A. We cannot see 5 over here. Hence we can say that this statement is also incorrect, because this set is not a subset of A, since 5 is not present in A. We cannot see 5 over here. See, this statement and this statement are exactly the same because set phi subset of A എന്ന് പറയുന്നതും phi element of A എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സെയിം ആണ്. We are checking for whether phi is element of A or not here also. Both the statements are incorrect here because we cannot find the letter phi over here or the null set over here. But always remember that the null set, the set singleton, the set phi, null set is always, or the void set or the empty set is always subset for every set. അപ്പം അത് ഓർക്കുക, എവിടെ ഏത് സെറ്റിലും ഏത് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിലും ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് കണ്ടാൽ യു ക്യാൻ മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ദാറ്റ് you can always be sure that this statement is correct for all set, whereas this statement and this statement will be correct only if we can find a letter phi like this, or we can find an element like this. Until and unless we cannot find an element like this over here, we cannot say that these two statements are correct. Until then, these two statements will be incorrect. So നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു എലമെന്റ് കാണാൻ പറ്റാത്തതോളം കാലം these two statements will be incorrect forever. So that's the end of exercise 1.3. I hope you understood this exercise very well. Just watch this again and again, then you will understand what is the meaning of all these things. Now coming on to the question number 4 of your textbook. The question is that write down all the subsets of the following sets. So we are given with 4 sets and we are asked to find all the, or write down all the subsets of this set. The first one is singleton set A. Okay, so we can write the subset of all these set like this. Always remember that a set will have the empty set and the set itself as its subset. Okay, so always remember phi and the set itself will be a subset of the set. Now we have to check whether it has another subsets or not, isn't it? Consider the first set. Of course, the null set phi will be a subset of this set, and the set itself is a subset of this set. Okay, now we can see that there is no other set which is a subset of this set other than phi and that set itself. So remember that for any singleton set, the only two subsets are phi and that set itself. So for any singleton set, it has only two subsets, phi and that set itself. Now coming on to the second one, set AB. We know that phi and that set itself are the subsets of this set. Okay, now other sets are, consider all the singleton A and singleton B. So these are the only subset of this set set AB. First we considered null set, then we considered original set, then we took all the singletons. Okay, now consider set 1, 2, 3. We know that phi and set 1, 2, 3 as the subset. Now before considering singleton, see we have 3 members here. Now we are going to consider all the subset with 2 members. Set 1, 2, set 2, 3 and set 1, 3 are the all other subset. Now we are going to find the singleton subset. Set 1, set 2, set 3. So this is the way to generate the subsets of a particular set. First consider null set, then the original set, then ഇപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ 3 മെമ്പേഴ്സ് ഉള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ അടുത്തടുത്ത സെറ്റുകൾ എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു, 2 എണ്ണം വെച്ചുള്ള സെറ്റുകൾ എടുത്തു, പിന്നെ ഒരെണ്ണം വെച്ചുള്ളതും എടുത്തു. ഇനി അതല്ല 4 എണ്ണം ആയിരുന്നെങ്കിലോ ആദ്യം 3 എണ്ണം വെച്ചുള്ള പോസിബിൾ സബ്സെറ്റ്സ് എല്ലാം എഴുതണം. Then we have to list out all the subsets with 2 elements. Then we have to list out all the subset with 1 element. So that's the order. Now we can look for the last set, phi. We know that for any set, null set is a subset of itself and that set is also a subset of itself. But for the null set, that set means null set the same. So phi തന്നെയാണ് ആ സെറ്റ് and the null set is also phi. So that is the only possible subset for the null set. So for the null set, only possible subset is that set itself, which is the null set itself. So in this way we can consider subsets of any given set. Coming on to the 5th question, the question is how many elements has P of A if A is equal to 5. So we are given with a null set and we have to find out the number of elements in P of A. we know that if n of a is equal to m, അതായത് the number of elements in a set A is m, then we know that the number of elements in power set of A or P of A is nothing but 2 raised to m. Now here A is equal to what? 5. Therefore n of 5 is equal to what? We know that 5 is the null set and it contains no elements in it. So n of 5 will be 0. Therefore n of P of A here will be what? N of what is A here? 5. So P of 5 which is equal to, this means number of elements in the power set of 5. That's the meaning of this, and that will be equal to 2 raised to, instead of m here we have 0 and 2 raised to 0 is nothing but 1. So that is n of P of A and it will be equal to 1 in this case. Now coming on to the sixth question, write the following as interval. So we are asked to write the following set in the interval form, isn't it? The first question is set for x such that x element of R minus 4 strictly less than x less than or equal to 6. So whenever we are asked to write a set in a set builder form into intervals, just observe the set very well. Then easily you can identify two numbers. Those two numbers will be the lower bound and upper bound of that interval. So from this statement we can directly write minus 4 and 6. So now the problem is, what should we put? What kind of bracket we should put in here and here? That can be easily observable. If it is strictly less than in the left side, then put an open bracket here. And when that is less than or equal to here, then put the square bracket here. Which means that the set is the set of all real numbers in between minus 4 and 6, which is excluded with minus 4 and included with 6. That's the meaning of that. So this is the first interval. Coming on to the second, you can easily identify the lower limit and the upper limit, or the lower bound or the upper bound, isn't it? So directly write those two numbers, minus 12, minus 10. Now what kind of symbol should be put? Here we have strict inequality, so put open interval in both sides, because in the left and right we have strict less than. Now coming on to the third one. Here we can easily identify those two numbers 0 and 7. Now what kind of bracket we should put in the left side? Here we have less than or equal to. So we must put a square bracket, and here we have strict less than. So we must put the open bracket here. Okay. Now coming on to the last one, similarly we can easily solve this. The two numbers are 3 and 4, and we have to put the square bracket over here, and we have to put the square bracket over here. So this is the answer for example 6 of your textbook. Now coming on to the seventh example of exercise 1.3, the question is that write the following intervals in the set builder form. So we have to write these intervals into the set builder form, just reverse of the previous example. So look into the first one, open interval minus 3 0. In order to write any set in the set builder form, we should follow this format. First put the curly bracket, then x such that. Now write the property of x. X must be a real number, isn't it? So x element of R. Now we have to write the interval. Minus 3, here it is open bracket, also here it is open bracket. So the inequality used is strict less than, isn't it? So minus 3 strictly less than x less than 0. So this will be the set builder form of the first interval. Coming to the set builder form of the second interval, this will be set of all x such that x element of R, comma. Now see here in both the ends we use the bracket, isn't it? So here we can use less than or equal to. Square bracket means less than or equal to. Open bracket means strict less than. So 6 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 12 will be the second interval, set builder form for the second set, isn't it? Now coming on to the third interval, it should also be formed like the set of all x such that x element of R. Why x element of R instead of x element of n or x element of q, etc.? Because this interval means the set of all real numbers in between 6 and 12. Okay, so we are putting x element of R, comma. Now we can find 6 and 12 here. 6 left in the left side we can have open interval. We are having open interval, so we are putting strict less than x less than or equal to 12. Because why? Here we put less than or equal to because here we have square bracket over here. So this is the set builder form of this interval. Coming on to the next one. So closed minus 23 and open 5. We read this as open interval minus 3 0, closed interval 6 12, open 6, closed 12, closed 12, minus 23, open 5. So this is the way to read this intervals. So we put set of all x such that what are the properties? X must be an element of R, comma, minus 23 less than or equal to, because here we are using closed interval, less than or equal to x strictly less than what? 5. So this is the set builder form of this interval also. So in a way we can build a set builder form of any intervals. Also in vice versa we can form the interval form of any set builder set. So this is the way of in the previous example we builded interval from set builder form. In this example we builded set builder form from the interval. So we can easily do both these operation all together. So we can move to the next example. Coming on to the next example. So example number 8 asks you that what universal sets would you propose for each of the following? So before attempting this question, we must be able to define a universal set. In the previous class, we defined a universal set as a universal set is a set which include all other sets in a particular context, or universal set must contain all other sets which we are taken into consideration at a particular situation, isn't it? So coming on to the first statement in the context or in the behalf of this definition, the set of right triangles. We know that the set of right triangles will definitely be contained in the set of all triangles, isn't it? So here the universal set can be the set of all triangles, or we can use universal set as the set of all polygons, isn't it? Since the set of all right angle triangles will be included in the set of all polygons, we can say this is also a universal set. Similarly, we can generate lots of universal sets, the set of all two-dimensional figures, etc. The set of all quadrilateral, because the set of all quadrilateral cannot be a universal set here, because the set of all right triangles will not be included in the set of all quadrilateral. For the sake of convenience, we can take this as the universal set, the set of all triangles, which will definitely include the set of right angle triangles. Also, the set of all polygons will also include the set of right angle triangles. So in this context, these two can act as a universal set. Now coming on to this next one, the set of all isosceles triangle. For this set also, the set of all triangles will act as a universal set, or the set of all polygons will act as a universal set, or the set of all two-dimensional figures can also act as a universal set in this context. So that's the way to construct universal set. In order for a set to be a universal set at a particular context, just observe that it must include all the sets in a particular context. That's all. Now coming on to the last question from this exercise, the question is that given the sets A, set of all 1, 3, 5, B, set of all 2, 4, 6, and C, set 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Which of the following may be considered as universal sets for all these three sets A, B, and C? Always remember that for a set to be universal set, it must include all the sets in a particular context, or all the other sets must be the subset of the universal set, isn't it? Now we are asked that which among these four sets can be act as a universal set for this set, or which set will include all these three sets, or for which set these three sets are subsets, isn't it? So consider the first one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely A is included in this set because 1 is here, 3 is here and 5 is here. Also B is included in this set because 2 is here, 4 is here and 6 is here. But coming on to the set C, there is an 8 over here, but 8 doesn't belongs to this set, hence C is not included in this set, or C is not a subset of this set, hence this set cannot be a universal set. Coming on to the next one, 5. Definitely we know that 5 cannot be a universal set for this set because these sets are not the subsets of 5. Even 5 is a subset of every set, but these sets are not included in 5, hence 5 cannot be a universal set. Coming on to the third one, 0, 1, 2, 3 etc. up to 10 vare. See, 1, 3, 5 is included here, 1, 3, 5. So A is a subset of this set. B, 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. So B is a subset of this set. Now, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. See, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Hence C is also a subset of this set. Hence all the three sets are included in this set. Hence this set can be a universal set for all those three sets. Coming on to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course A is contained in this set, B is contained in this set, but C cannot be in this set as here we have 0 as an element, but 0 is not here, hence C is not a subset of this set, hence this cannot act as a universal set. So that's the end of exercise 1.3, and I hope all of you are clear with each and every question we discussed in this exercise. If you have any doubt, regarding this session, just ask me in person because this session is very important in learning sets and doing problems. So do lots of more problems from different resources and make sure that you are well aware of subset, superset, power sets, etc. And if you have any doubt regarding any session, as I said, you can contact me and clarify your doubt. So in the next video, we are going to discuss more about set, the operations using sets, etc. So till the next video, wait for the next video and bye-bye.